chat we have right here, this banter is live on Face, and then the actual audio, including this, but the songs and all that, you could hear it in the background, but it comes out through the radio.
Live 365 / Mi Vecindad.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's pretty sick.
Was this EP self-released?
The
Yeah, it
video
was.
one? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We actually recorded with an ex-drummer of ours in his garage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was self-recorded and self-released.
Did you guys go straight to hard drive, or did you guys record it on like an 8-track, or?
No, he had a whole setup in his garage. Like he had like a whole motherboard with all these mics and
Órale.
like a
Yeah,
bunch
he used
of
to work for
interfaces.
Fender, so I think he got hooked up a lot. Yeah.
The at the studio there, we're gonna go today. The partner of Don Diablo works at Fender.
Oh, okay.
She does custom paints for Fender.
Oh,
sick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we got to get you guys in the studio and then meet the actual.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
My internet's turning on mics. Aquí tu amigo locutor, programador y muy bien desconocido Dr. G.
Y el Manolo Diabólico, buenas noches, raza. Tenemos con nosotros esta noche a Quiet Fear, una banda chicanex, es hardcore de East Los Ángeles. Chavos, ¿gustan presentarse?
¿Quién va a
Hola.
primero?
Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, dale pues, tú primero.
Buenas noches, soy Jonathan, el vocalista de Quiet Fear.
Buenas noches, soy Edgar, toco la batería.
Buenas noches.
Se cortó.
Because he's in the Civic.
I'm in the house now.
¿Qué pasó?
You got cut off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got cut off.
Buenas, soy Adrián, toco el bajo.
Cool.
¿Qué onda? Yo soy Christopher y yo toco la guitarra.
Órale, pues bienvenidos, chavos, aquí a Radio Mi Vecindad, and we're going to do a spotlight. So just tell us a little bit about la canción que acabamos de escuchar off of your first EP. Ya son 10 años.
Damn, 10 years already, ya pasó mucho tiempo.
Ya se siente uno viejo.
Yeah.
Pues
Pues like,
maduro, más maduro.
ajá. Pues cuando grabamos la canción,
Mhm.
así como estábamos hablando, la grabamos en un garaje de nuestro ex baterista, que fue el primer baterista,
Mhm.
y pues todo fue así, lo hicimos todo nosotros, así, super DIY. Ah, no sabíamos cómo iba a salir, nomás eran canciones que teníamos ahí, y pues así salió.
It's amazing music. And what's super curious, so aquí en Radio Mi Vecindad hemos tocado música going back to our college days at UCSC. So we've been fortunate to come up with living in the Bay Area, listening to a lot of melodic Midwest hardcore when it was coming out in the 90s. And this style just kind of sort of reminds us a lot of that. And to see like ourselves, a reflection of us doing this style of music is amazing. So how do you guys describe your music, and what are the themes that you guys focus on?
Damn. You wanna give it a go, Adrian?
I would say the best is it's kind of I try to every time I get a different explanation from people that come up to us, and I feel like
Mhm.
it's kind of blurred what our initial sound is. Fine.
Just when it was getting good.
Yeah. My bad, dude.
Mhm.
But I would say the best way to describe it is we're very well rooted in, I guess, tradition. What we see is traditional post hardcore,
Hmm.
and then we try to flavor it with our own culture and experience from our upbringing. That's the best way I can describe it.
I think for me, it's kind of hard to explain just because kind of like I guess how Adrian was saying, to me it's what post-hardcore sounds like,
Hmm.
post-hardcore screamo, but to other people it isn't that. So I guess when we were starting the band and writing these songs from the Elidio EP, it was kind of, we were kind of like, well, are these screamo? Are these is this hardcore punk? Is
Hmm.
this post-hardcore? We don't know, you know?
So I think this is something that has come up in some of like the more recent generations. Like I said, we were a little long in the tooth. So scrams, how did that come about? And do you guys think that's fitting, or when you guys hear it, are you guys like scratching your head?
I think for me personally, when we first started this band, we were trying to be a scrams band, and when that was going on, that term was just coming out as well. Like it wasn't even a genre that existed. You know, there was just these screamo post-hardcore bands that started saying they were scrams, and that kind of gave it a different, uh, like a, I guess to me it was like people were trying to give it a its own genre of
Hmm.
screamo. Like it's not screamo, it's scrams. Either you're screamo or scrams. And I feel like when people would say they were scrams, um, it was kind of saying that they were like the true screamo, like real screamo, you know. And but even talking about that, it kind of goes to say like, well, what is real screamo?
Hmm.
So going back to when we were trying to start this band, we were like, oh, well, I guess we want to try and be scrams and be like noisy. To me, what scrams would be is kind of like really noisy, loud, fast riffs, just kind of a messy sound. And I guess we were trying to be that, but at the same time we weren't, because when we would
Hmm.
be playing, when we started playing shows, I remember personally saying that, oh, like, we're a Scrams band, and then I would get told that doesn't sound like Scrams. That's not Scrams. It sounds more like you guys are not Scrams. You guys are like just regular screamo or post-hardcore sounding, or just emo. So we're like, shit. Well, I guess we're not a Scrams band.
Yeah, for me, a lot of the people were more like, "Oh, you guys are a hardcore band," which to me, I didn't really like take much offense because lot of my older projects before even Quiet Fear or getting together with Chris to form any kind of music. I was in a deathcore band. I was in a hardcore band. So a lot of that influence, I think, just kind of bled into this band. In the same sense of the way I write, I feel like it's a little bit more like a little bit more forward, a little bit more punk in the way it's written. And to me, it was just like I never really thought like, oh, Quiet Fear is a Scrams band or it's a this or that. I just felt like it's whatever people want to, whatever people want to call it. I don't. When people ask me like, what kind of band are you in? What kind of music do you play? I'm just more like, it's just influenced by punk, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I can't really give it like a specific genre, and I feel like I also don't like doing that, because it's just kind of puts you in a specific category, and I feel like it just kind of shuts doors, like you're only allowed to play with this kind of band or this kind of festival, and it's like, which I don't think is like a thing that should really exist in like this kind of in this kind of community, this kind of, I feel like I want to go to a show and see all kinds of bands playing bills. I want to see all kinds of different music, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So we're definitely excited to have you guys join us tonight. I've been a huge fan of you guys. Me topé con ustedes. It was a few years ago in 2024, and I listened to the split that you guys did with Masanera, and
Oh,
have
okay.
been a fan. Took a deep dive into your guys' catalog. So tonight we're wanting to share your guys' music. So we're gonna go right now and go back to your EP from 2018, Melodías de la Luna Muerta, and we'll take a listen to Cenizas and Rosas de Valor, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about your music.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mi vecindad. It's so interesting about the pigeonholing into a genre, right? Like this song to me, Cenizas, reminds me of Limp Wrist from Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I used to be a big Limp Bizkit fan too.
Mm-hmm. And so, which growing up, like Diabolico was saying, when we were, in the early 90s, it's even before Limp Wrist, that scene from the Chicago hardcore, knowing that there was Latinos in it was a big deal for us, and Diabolico, especially Diabolico and Chivo. Where the fuck is Chivo? They were the culprits in bringing to Mi Vecindad a lot of the hardcore and punk.
Yeah, he's stuck in traffic.
Oh, okay.
But he's gonna jump on as soon as he can.
Perfect.
That's our other partner.
Yeah.
So we all met in Santa Cruz. Pero ahora G, Dr. G, he lives in LA. I live up in Santa Rosa, which is north of San Francisco. And our other partner, Hector, he lives in Watsonville, which is kind of by Monterey and Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, estamos regados all over the state.
Isn't that where that band State Falls is from? Santa
Yeah, they're from
Rosa?
Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit more familiar with the Santa Cruz scene. It's kind of funny because
I've heard it's kind of more like of a rock and roll scene up there.
there is a punk scene. They did a museum exhibit that had like the late 70s, early 80s, and it went into a little bit into the mid 90s of the punk scene up here in Santa Rosa. And it was cool to go, because I didn't experience that scene. I was in a different part in Santa Cruz, but it was just kind of my partner. She's from up here, and she was very familiar with it. So It's kind of cool. It kind of made me want to think like, shit, Santa Cruz should do some shit like that.
Yeah, there's got to be more shows up there.
Yeah.
We got to get you guys up there.
Yeah,
Haven't we played San Jose before?
we
Yeah,
play San Jose. Yeah,
we play with Stay Falls.
So, do you guys do a lot of the backyard LA gigs, especially in the deathcore, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Jonathan was a local in the backyard.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, all the backyard shows.
nice.
That's kind of how me and Chris kind of bumped into each other. Before we started playing music together, we bumped into each other at a backyard show.
Yeah,
I think his band, he had a project back then. They had just finished playing a set, and then I got there, and then my band was like loading in, and then we saw each other, and we're like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And
yeah.
yeah, funny story is I've known Chris since like elementary.
Oh,
My
right.
my mom used to take care of him and his sister.
Oh wow, you guys go
it's like
way
after,
back.
yeah, like after school.
Yeah.
He actually used to be really close to my younger brother.
Mhm.
They used to be like best friends and stuff. So I just kind of always used to see him in the background acting a fool,
Nice.
like doing his own thing with my brother. And then I guess like they had like a falling out. They went to different schools and stuff, and I bumped into him, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I'm trying to reconnect with your brother." They reconnected and stuff, and somehow me and him ended up talking. And I was like, I told him like, "Hey, I'm trying to start another band. Do you want to start a band together?" And we went to a bar, which was like the funniest thing. And that's where like we were both kind of a little tipsy, and then we're just like, when you start having those conversations, we're just like, "Yeah, dude,
We should start a
band
business."
together."
We gotta do this, man.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those things. We were just like, "Dude, we should start a band together, man."
When you're pedo, it all comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Rosas de Valor.
Nice. Yeah, and this one also self-released or
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was self-released too.
yeah.
Was this recorded in the person's garage? Was it a garage? You said.
No, this was when we recorded this. That drummer that did the first EP wasn't in the band anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and we recorded this with Alex Estrada. He has a studio now called the Pale Moon Ranch,
Mhm.
but it used to be called the Earth Capital, and it was in Chinatown in LA.
Right.
So he recorded bands like Touche Amore and the first Touche Amore record and the first Joyce Manor record. He recorded them there, and so yeah, that's where we went to record that record or that EP, I guess.
Yeah, super talented guy. I think his parents used to be like mariachis or something. It's pretty cool, like his whole musical background on his
Yeah,
side
the
too.
name sounds familiar. Alex, in the LA scene.
Yeah, he used to play in a band called Silver Snakes.
Mm.
Yeah, they toured with Korn and I don't know who else.
I think they opened for the Deftones, no, or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Rocks.
I wasn't really super into that scene, but I did like the Deftones.
Have you guys tried the beer? I've never tried it, but
No.
some people swear by it. They're
The
like,
Defcon beer?
I
yeah,
didn't know they had a beer.
yeah, they do,
Yeah. No, man.
No?
We're beer freaks, man. I went to Diabolicos as a visit him in Santa Rosa when they had to release the Pliny the Elder at
The Younger.
the younger
Yeah.
river.
It's crazy, man. It's like considered like the best triple IPA in the world. And shit you not, man, like you're waiting in line for 6 to 8 hours.
Jeez.
What?
Alright.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
For an IPA?
Triple IPA. Triple
I can't-
IPA.
I
It's hard to
can't.
describe, man. It
Triple
is
IPA. What the
so
hell?
good. It is so
Yeah.
good, but it's crazy.
This is before it got popular. We were already pedals because we had been to a few breweries, and we ended up there. He's all, they got this release. They got to, and I was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna go try it. And And then next thing you know, like a couple years later, the fucking craziness happened with this whole craft beer and stuff. But anyhow, melodías a la luna muerta.
Yeah.
Luna muerta. That is really dark. What's going on there?
That's Jonathan right there naming the record.
Orale. Jonathan, what's so part of that backyard scene, it's documented actually, right? It became something of not only a cultural phenomena, but an outlet for a lot of the youth in LA, right?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't any, and still today, I remember there was an era where they were trying to do all age shows, right? And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, everyone wanted to fucking sell beer, so there was no more all age shows. Very little, unless you go to a festival.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, how many Chicano, Latino, Mexican American bands are even still invited to festivals?
Not very much.
Hell no.
So, so your experience in
La
the
raza gets wild, man. La raza gets
Ah,
wild.
se empedan, man. Y
We're
luego,
banned. We're
y,
banned.
yeah, y luego no solo se empedan, pero luego a tirar chingazos. Come on.
it's yeah. I used to have a gear when I was younger. I used to have like a special jacket that I could go in and march and shit. I was a kid and I was just bouncing, because yeah, it got pretty wicked. But going back to that culture phenomena, as Diabolico was expressing, we feel that you guys definitely are a representative of not only whatever the fuck the genre is. It's yours, it's your music, and we love it and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
wanted to
man.
ask you guys if you guys didn't mind sharing a little bit about your guys' ancestry and migration story.
Okay. I honestly don't know too far back. I know my parents, they were about like 15 years old. So I don't want to get too dark into it. But
You're already pretty
so
dark.
yeah. But so my dad growing up, he didn't have the best relationship with his father. He grew up in a very abusive household, and to escape my dad when he was like 15 years old, he decided to bring my grandma over to Tijuana. They stayed there for like about a year, and then my dad uh, had homies that kind of crossed the border, and they were like kind of kept in touch, and they were saying like, "Oh, dude, it's so much better over here," blah blah blah. Like they painted him that American dream and stuff. My dad was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see what's going on the other side." He crossed the border and stuff. Started working as a migrant worker for a little bit, and then after that, he decided like, "Hey, I miss my wife, I miss my girl," So he want to go get my mom. At that point, they had my sister was born over there, and she had like epilepsy and stuff like that, or she still does. And so she stayed with my grandma over there. My dad and my mom did the migration again, and then they had me over here, and yeah, I mean, I just kind of grew up. First language at home was Spanish. I remember as a little kid, I grew up in the projects in Boyle Heights. I used to try to talk to the other kids. This creative English I create, like that I created. I thought it was English in my head, but I remember like these words that I would make up, and try to make them sound white or English, and then I would say these like random words and try to connect with these kids, and yeah, it was really weird. And yeah, once I started school, then you kind of you're forced to speak English, and you kind of forget a little bit of your Spanish and stuff like that, but. Thanks to my parents who, have always spoke Spanish at home,
Yeah.
Spanish is pocho, but, it's still good, pretty good to communicate, stuff like that. And my dad too, a bunch of the, Tijuana slang and stuff like that. So when I start talking to people and, the slang starts going, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're from Tijuana. You're from Tijuana." But, yeah.
Yeah, it's The reason I ask is because all of us have a migration story,
Mhm.
unless you're native indigenous to the land, you're a migrant. And
Correct.
especially like, like right now, a lot of us being attacked just for appearances. Um it's Yeah, it's heavy times. Like before this meeting, I'm on a board up here in Sonoma, and a board that offers an organization that offers legal immigration services to undocumented immigrants, and just intense, man, intense, and
Yeah, it's been heavy.
yeah, just heavy times. And I love the fact that you guys are very open about your heritage at your shows. Posting la bandera del Salvador. A couple of you fellas son de familias salvadoreñas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian and Edgar, so Salvadoreños. Jonathan and I are the Mexicans.
We're everywhere.
Yeah.
So we listened to Cenizas and Rosas de Valor, both of Melodías de la Luna Muerte. And earlier we had touched a little bit about your guys' sound. And I'm curious about if you guys wanted to just talk a little bit more about bands that inspired and influenced your music.
Damn. Well, I think for all of us, we all grew up listening to, that type post-hardcore,
Mhm.
hardcore metal that are dominantly white. So it's kind of um, what it is to us. It was just listening to.
Whoa.
That was crazy. That delay.
What the fuck?
Let me turn off my delay pedal.
It came in twice for some reason. What's going on over there? Are you having the spirits over there? Or what?
Yeah, look,
No,
I need a limpia.
Yeah, you're in nudis or something.
Oh, that was Adrian actually.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
Dominican.
Adrian. You're right. You're right. It was
He's
Adrian.
having some
I don't know. There might be an outage or
Adrian.
something in my neighborhood happening. It's common around.
Mira. Maybe you should go back to the car. Where wasn't he in the car earlier?
That fool's getting hacked.
Maybe.
Speedy.
Yeah. Damn, what was I saying?
You're talking about the bands that influence you.
I guess for me personally, I mean, I actually think this goes for all of us. We all grew up listening to At the Drive-In. So I think when we started this band, we wanted it to feel like At the Drive-In-ish, where they have that super raw sound. And I think we do that pretty well because we have gotten that compliment where we give At the Drive-In-ish vibes. And knowing that At the Drive-In has Latino members, it kind of just inspired us even more. But I'm sure the rest of the guys have their own personal influences.
For me,
Yeah.
my dad, he used to be, or he still is, like a big El Tri fan. He used to listen to like Three Souls and stuff, and I think that kind of like, growing up as a little kid, you're over here listening to these songs, and and you're just like, oh, okay, cool, like this is really cool, and it's kind of how I guess for me, if you really want to say like what's like one of the earliest influences, it was probably like El Tri. My dad also listened to a lot of like classic rock. So a lot of like I don't know, what would you call the like Rolling Stones and
Oh,
stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was just like and then like when I started finding my own music, I remember one of the first records I happened to stumble upon, like on the floor, was like the first self title of like Limp Bizkit, and that kind of opened up like a whole new world for me. You know, yeah, it was really
Chocolate
weird. Like
Starfish.
no, it was the like the self title one with the little cholo or whatever it is, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
and yeah, like it was just. And then my dad also listens to like a lot of rap and stuff like that. So, if anything, I would say it's because of my dad that I listen to a lot of like a lot of like more not what Mexican people would consider music. My mom's more like on the other side. Like she listens more to like like the like the mariachi stuff and like cumbias and stuff like that. But yeah.
Hey,
What about you,
bienvenido.
Edgar?
Bienvenido, Edgar.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
the Honda Civic is
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, my influences, like, at least when I was a kid, I usually just listened to, because I grew up I'm a 92 baby, so I kind of grew up in the early 2000s and like listening to like what was popular back then, like all the pop punk and alternative bands, all that kind of stuff. I'm not thinking of right now. I'm drawing blank from them, but and then even some of like freaking Beyonce and shit. I would listen to that shit as a kid. Um, but as I got
Damn.
into high school, I started listening to like metal and indie bands.
Yeah.
Like I used to listen to a lot of Megadeth, and then towards the end of that, that's when I got really into drumming. So I started listening to just whatever, jazz, anything, because anything that had cool drums, I would listen to pretty much. And nowadays, it's mostly emo and stuff like that.
Nice. So, your first album, Hasta la Muerte si es preciso. I did notice from like both of your first EPs, then going to that album, there was stylistically there was a little bit of a leap. So we're gonna listen to Nubes and Piel Sagrada, and if you guys can, when we come back, and if you guys can share a little bit about your first album and how that came to be.
Yeah, sounds good.
Mi vecindad.
Man, what happened to Asian?
Weird. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Yeah, we could hear you.
I think the issue was I have a visual setup here with my computer, so that might have been messing things up. So I figured I would just run solely audio, so nothing gets cut off.
Órale.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my experience with the rock en español, it's very similar. It wasn't until I got a hold of music from. I grew up here in the States, and so one of my college mates brought music from Mexico my first year of college.
Oh, cool.
So he had like Tijuana No, Soda Stereo, and Maldito.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So I was I grew up listening to K Rock and KLOS, and grew up there in the projects in Boyle Heights, Aliso Village, and so there wasn't a lot of K Rock was pretty popular, although with the Latinos and Chicanos in LA though.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I used to play that
I
all the
listened to
time.
K-Rock.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a friend of mine whose brother would send him recorded tapes back in the day, and we would play those in his car, drive around, and just listen to the tapes that he would send him.
Dude, I used to do that. I used to create my own mixtapes.
Yeah, dude, same here. And I'll have to try and hit the record like as soon as the commercial was about to be over, or they were like about to finish talking, or I'm like, man, I don't want to hear these fools in the tape. Like,
Right.
I was like, play POD, man. Like,
POD.
Yeah, it was in the era when I listened to. There was this DJ, the Poor Man, who was really popular back then, right? And then it just got really, really, like, commercialized.
yeah.
man, they're still playing stuff they would play like over 15 years ago.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for real.
playing that
Yeah,
guitar
for
and stuff.
it was crazy because for me, I used to go to like my mom. We used to go to like Goodwill and stuff. I
Mhm.
remember before I heard of the Misfits and who they were, I bought a shirt and it was like a Misfits shirt.
Nice.
And just because I liked it, I was just like, oh, I really like the art on this. And then I would go to the public library, and I would search like, oh, who is this, you know? And then that's how I would that's how I would discover bands, you know? Yeah, because in my neighborhood, everybody was just like bumping like Power 106, you know, just like,
Yeah.
and that wasn't my scene, you know, like I didn't really like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while my sister was in one room listening to like, uh, you know, Biggie
Ashanti.
Smalls and the, you know,
NWA or something.
yeah. I was in the other room, like listening to like the Misfits or who else, like Linkin Park, and so yeah, I was like all over the place when I was younger. You know, in middle school, I had friends who like showed me who the Casualties were, and I was like, oh, this is really sick, you know, and I got into that. And then I remember I tried going to a punk show once, and like, you know, I got pushed around and stuff, and I was just like, before I knew what moshing was, and I was like, man, I don't like this, you know. And then so I kind of
You were as a quebradita or what?
yeah, dude. My mom used to dress me like in my little my little
Cowboy outfit. No.
yeah, cowboy outfit. Yeah, we used to go to what was the place called, El Mercadito Mexicano and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, talk about cultural experiences in LA. Those are iconic spots.
Yeah.
Mercadito.
Yeah, La Posita Alvera before it got all freaking gentrified.
Yeah.
And you're over there going for like taquitos and they're like $20 and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck?
Wow.
With the watered down salsa, you know, like
all right. Made in China sarapes and shit.
Yeah, seriously. All got you.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with those areas because I grew up in like Inglewood and Lenox and Watts.
Oh yeah, I'm in Inglewood right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You grew up around Plaza Mexico, huh?
That's either in Linwood area, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Plaza
that's
Mexico.
more Linwood, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been there before. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Inglewood.
Oh, it's active.
Inglewood's changed.
I haven't been there in a minute.
Yeah.
It's funny because a lot of the backyard shows I used to go to were like out over there in like Southgate, you know. I think it's like Inglewood and stuff like that. Yeah, Linwood. There you go. Linwood,
Compton used to have a lot of backyard shows.
Norwalk, stuff like that.
Norwalk.
Yeah, the first project I had, that's kind of where like the main members were from. So I was just like always over there playing shows over there. It was really rare when I played a backyard show in East Los or Boyle Heights and stuff like that. And those it was like super different, you know, like you start playing a show in East Los and there's like a DJ and people selling Nas, and you know, like cholos are in the pit and stuff like that. It was cool, like, but it was crazy.
Hardcore cholos before or after the Narizazo, right?
yeah. And then you knew at one point, all right, it's getting too crazy. Like, it's time to go home, you know, before the cuetazos started coming out. And then you're just like, all right, like, show's over.
Piel Sagrada. So, tell us a little more about these lyrics, de Piel Sagrada.
Yeah, both of those songs, Nubes, Piel Sagrada, are amazing songs on your first album, Hasta la Muerte, si es preciso. Yeah, just what inspired those songs, and what is the intention when you guys do a song in Spanish versus a song in English?
I think for me, like when I write in Spanish, I feel like I've always felt like, and you know, this could be because that's my first language, but I felt like it was always easier for me to communicate what I wanted to say, like internally. And I also felt like there's also like just words in Spanish to me sound a lot more powerful, a lot more like to the point, like in your face, um, like with more uh, like with more intention behind it. Um, when I was like writing Piel Sagrada, it was just kind of like growing up, I grew up with like a lot of like Mexicans, and in a very Mexican neighborhood, but there was always like the lighter, like Mexicans, like I was more seen like even though like I'm Mexican myself because of my skin tone, my skin color, it was always like where my parents are from too, like Cuernavaca, Morelos, like it's not, you don't really hear a lot of people coming from over there, and so it just made me feel like, I was even though I'm amongst my own people, I still feel like an outcast. And I worked like since I was like 17 years old. I used to work at like construction jobs, and a lot of these uh, a lot of the people that I used to work with were like obviously like the white guys and stuff like that, and they never thought that I knew how to speak English or that I even understood it, and they would like talk shit about me and stuff like that. And I think all of that kind of is like um it's kind of like an idea of what the song is. It's like um, that no matter my skin tone, no matter where I come from and stuff like that, like I hold value, and I am valuable, and I am um, like a force to be reckoned with and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely, man. All y'all, man. So like listening to all the music that you guys have done, and me topé con un video que it was what was it, the New Friends Fest 2023, and it was you guys were doing a dual set with Masanera. That was
Yeah.
amazing. It was just amazing to watch, and it just kind of seemed like there was a lot of mutual respect with both of you and them. How did that go down? And what was that experience like?
I honestly don't remember how the idea came about. I remember when we started talking about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we should do like a versus thing," like we're both on stage. And in my head, the way like I pictured it was just like, "Oh yeah, like they're gonna play a song, and then we're gonna try to play a song and kind of like outshine each other and stuff like that."
Mm-hmm.
But when we actually did it, like when I mean, obviously this is after we kind of did like a tour with them,
Mm-hmm.
and we kept in contact, and we were like constantly talking, sending each other memes, all kinds of things, like you just it was really weird and beautiful in a way, because it's like they're an East Coast band, we're a West Coast band, and we're nothing the same in the sense of like um we're sound wise we're like completely different bands,
Mm-hmm.
but and then as people we're kind of completely different people, but somehow we just kind of we mix really well with each other, and we fuck with each other really well. And it's just kind of a thing where it's like when we finally went on stage and we're just like, all right, let's do this. you know it was funny because at one point, I think when the show started, some people were just like, "Hey, Monsanera," and they're like cheering, and then Quiet
Mm-hmm.
Fear, and they were cheering. So then it really did seem kind of like a battle of the bands. But then it's like there's a moment where I believe Chris from Monsanera gave like a speech, and kind of saying like how much he loves us as individuals, as friends, as musicians or whatever. And it just really felt like it was super heartfelt, and I was just kind of like, this is crazy, like that this is happening. And I don't know, it's just crazy that we did that. And I think after that it kind of like inspired a bunch of other people to like kind of do the same thing, and I thought that was really cool. um yeah, I don't know.
It was just, like as a fan of both bands, it was just really awesome to watch. And Yeah, like at first in the beginning, I kind of got the vibe that it was like, oh, is this like a versus kind of thing? But then
Yeah.
as the music and the show went on, it was just kind of sort of like you guys were feeding off of each other, and it was really cool. So there's like two songs that otra canción de Hasta la Muerte si es preciso. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing this correctly. Yaoyotl.
Yayotil.
Yaoyoti.
Yaoyotil. Ok, vamos a escuchar a Yaoyotil y luego después vamos a escuchar 1500 de El Split. That's the name of the album, que salió en 2022.
Nice. That sounds good.
Sounds good.
So Edgar, when did you come on? Like, was it after on the second EP or the first album?
It was this album.
The first album, yeah.
Yeah, Edgar recorded Hasta la Muerte si es preciso.
Nice. Yeah, just I don't know. It's like there seemed to be like a little bit more, like a progression in music wise, and the two songs that we listened to before, Nubes y Piel Sagrada, those are like my two favorite songs from that album.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Those two were from, I think Kenneth recorded them, but I recorded most of the other songs on the record. It was super fun. Chris always had some cool riffs to write too.
Was Chris on earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was.
¿Y qué pasó?
He's here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Okay, cool.
Se le bajó el azúcar.
You guys can't hear me? I'm in here.
Nah, yeah, we can hear you.
But I just can't see you.
He came in all pumped, and then afterwards it's just like,
It's his bedtime, dude.
I can only see three of you guys. I can't even see you.
He needs hot Cheetos.
His Uber Eats showed up or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too expensive.
Yeah, man. Regular lunch in general at this point, man, is very expensive.
True that.
So I pack lunch every day, dog.
Do you guys, Chris, are you having to get up super early?
No, I'm off tomorrow. So I can stay up all night.
Gene.
What do you all do for your day jobs?
Who wants to start? I feel like I've been talking a lot, so sorry, guys.
That's actually really good because Jonathan almost never talks.
Yeah,
so
he's the quiet, mysterious type.
No, you wouldn't. No, there's no way.
No, I'm very, very.
It's true.
introverted.
It's very true. Jonathan rarely ever says anything. So.
Oh, there you are.
Nice.
So I just been letting him rant.
Órale.
Yeah. This is a surprise to us, too, to be honest.
Yeah, I honestly thought I was going to be mostly Adrian because Adrian and Edgar actually now are probably the most educated out of all of us.
Only
What do you mean?
That has nothing to do with.
I'd say that's just on paper, man. I feel like we're all educated in our own sense, and then, like my dad always says, book smarts can only get you so far. It's only when you combine them with street smarts that you're actually, the most dangerous person in the room.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Great Gandhi saying.
Oh, so you're asking day jobs? I do maintenance for an apartment complex in downtown.
Órale.
I'm a driver. I'm a florist now. I drive for a floor company.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like
I'm a florist, like the flores.
Oh, flores.
Yeah.
Hago arreglos de flores y
Órale.
los llevo.
Órale.
So he's got
Bodas and shit.
Yeah, de todo.
Órale.
I do administrative work for research groups at UCLA. So,
Oh wow.
Órale. So you're a
kind?
coordinator? Or
yeah, like it's kind of like a split title. I'm the course and curriculum manager, but I'm also the grant approver. So I kind of like manage the funding for all the projects that are being done by international students, people that are working with like developmental research and critical race theory and things like that.
so what department are you in?
I'm at the School of Education, SEIS.
I work for UC Santa Cruz,
Oh, right on.
and my wife works for UC San Diego.
Nice.
Yeah, este way, Dr. G was also, what were you, the director for a mental health clinic?
Yeah,
Okay.
for a while.
Damn. Okay.
That's funny. It's funny. Before I hit my 3-year mark this May, but I used to be the IEP clerk and an advisor for a psychiatric department at a charter school in Echo Park. So I would manage cases for students with disabilities and help out. The school that I worked at had a demographic that was coming from like traumatic environments, students that were suffering with PTSD, other students that had parents that were struggling with addiction, homelessness. So I kind of went from that to what I do now.
Yeah, Diabolico's in that now. So
All right.
Yeah, I work for County Marin. I describe it as being in the belly of the beast. So I'm on the Office of Equity team supporting under-resourced and underrepresented communities. There's a community in Marin called the Canal. It's we're newcomers. Basically, that's a lot of people from Guatemala and El Salvador there, West Marin, and but it's under the county executive, which is, I call it the beast in county government.
I feel like that's every county government. Just local government seems like a beast. I remember a lot of the. I would also dip my toe when I was still in that position. I would dip my toes into helping with immigration services for families that were coming to the States and trying to enroll their kids into school, and kind of just the constant hoops.
right.
It really, I feel like fields like that, as well as like education and working at a university, really opens your eyes to things that contribute to, I guess, or to what we do with our music. You know, especially when it comes to when it's affecting people like us. So.
Yeah. Are we on the air, G?
Yes.
Órale. Ok, acabamos de escuchar a. ¿Qué acabamos de escuchar?
Presidio.
No, vamos a escuchar a Presidio, pero acabamos de escuchar a 1500, la última canción. So, ¿ese álbum era un split con 2 otras bandas?
¿Lo de 1500?
Yeah.
Ya, sí, era un split con, creo que eran 4 bandas.
Ay, güey. Okay.
Una canción cada banda. But the funny thing about that split is that when we recorded that split, all the bands in that split broke up.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
We were like, what the hell? Like, I wish that didn't happen because I really like those songs and we could have used them for something else. Like maybe they could have gone on the record after that, or maybe even been put on the EP before or something, you know? Because I feel like those songs definitely haven't been played much, or people just tend to skip it or just don't listen to it. Like people just forget it exists. And we don't even
I
play.
had forgot about it.
Yeah, we don't even play 1500 anymore. I don't think we've ever played it live.
It's a good
once.
jam, man.
I think we've only ever tried to do it once.
Yeah, I think we played Serpents the most out of that split.
I think we even have like a music video for it now.
Yeah, we do.
Somewhere.
Yeah, Edgar recorded those songs too, and he wrote them.
Where are you recording your?
So Edgar is el ingeniero?
No,
as in like he recorded the drums.
Oh, gotcha.
No, but we recorded that with Alex Estrada too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Alex Estrada has recorded most of our stuff. We just really like the way he records, and we've gotten used to him. Like he's a friend of ours. Yeah, we just always end up going with him. Just it sounds good.
Nice. Yeah, having a someone who you guys feel comfortable with is like probably the biggest thing, and also of course
That's
that it
exactly
sounds.
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, was it this year, en marzo, cuando se lanzaron a un mini tour en México, or was it last year?
No, it was well, we've toured out of the country a good amount of times, but we just did a tour in Mexico in March. Yeah,
Okay. ¿Y cómo les fue? ¿Con quién tocaron?
we played with una banda de Tijuana que se llama Cypress, and nos fue súper bien. Creo que
Ujú.
fue la primera vez que Edgar sale con nosotros a hacer una gira a México. Pero sí nos fue muy bien. Sí.
Nice. How was it for you, Edgar? Was
Oh,
it scary?
a little bit because I was just tired. I wasn't used to it anymore. Because I did my very first tour was with Quiet Fear when we did the West Coast, and that was like what, like 2 weeks or a little less. And
Like,
now
yeah,
Yeah,
about
this was
two and
like
a half weeks.
peak COVID, I think, when he did the first tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Mm.
and homie shows up with like strep
He
throat
was
and
sick then
antibiotics.
too.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
Yeah.
And he
And
powered
also,
through.
the first tour Edgar ever did with us, and I think, was that your first tour ever?
yeah, pretty much.
That was the first tour we did with Masanera too. So Edgar met them before, the whole split and anything, all of that stuff happened. And it was our first tour with them too, and it was their first time coming to the West Coast.
Mhm.
So it was just crazy. Like, we were like peak COVID.
Oh
Edgar
man.
shows up all sick. Um, Everybody, as the tour went on, kept getting sick.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think when we got to San Jose, one of their guitarists, we had to just kind of leave him there and just be like, "Hey, dude, you're gonna have to fly back home. You have COVID." Like,
Uh-huh.
like we were like trying to, be as cautious as as we could. And yeah, there's like a picture where like we're all in the group, and then
he's
the
just off to
guitar is
the
just like
side.
off to the side.
Social distancing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Mexico was cool. The Cypress, they were awesome, very welcoming group of guys. Yeah, it was awesome.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of like cool heavy hardcore stuff coming out of Mexico. We featured quite a bit of it on there. So I was just super curious, like, if you guys, anyone that you guys played with that, you guys were like, impressed by or keep in contact with.
What was the name of the there's a band, the Acapulco.
Oh,
Mitch's band.
no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Deshuesadero?
Who?
Deshuesadero?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Vecindad.
there's a band called Vecindad. Yeah, they're super good.
Yeah, they were insane. They're from Acapulco, and yeah, they're so good.
Nice. So you guys have toured Mexico ya cuántas veces, Juan?
Damn,
Son como, quiero decir 5 veces ya.
Okay.
I think so.
Por
Yeah,
ahí.
we're pretty much locals there now.
Yeah. So do you guys go deep o nomás digamos al norte, or do you guys go like
Nah, we've
pretty?
gone deep. I think the first time remember we did that. It's funny because after we released Melodías a la Luna Muerta, it was 2017, and we did a big Mexico tour with Aves,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Was Melodías out already?
I don't even remember.
I think it
I
was.
have a terrible memory, man.
That
But
tour was in 2017, and we played Colima, Manzanillo. So we hit like all these little small pueblos, not even like the big city. I mean, we hit Guadalajara, Ciudad de Mexico, and I
Puebla
think
and everything.
we went to Puebla, León, um, San Luis Potosí,
Oh wow.
Mon-
Okay.
Monterrey, everywhere.
Monterrey, and we were driving, so we weren't even flying everywhere. We were like driving through all of Mexico, all the pueblos, and playing all the spots that all the big bands never go to. And I
Uh-huh.
think we still do that now. Like, we still hit up all the small towns we can, just because they're like, "Oh, we could book you a show here. Are you guys down?" And we're like, "Well, we've never been there. Let's do it."
Nice.
yeah, I think that's kind of like something that I like to do. that I like that we do when we do these tours is that we always hit like not just the major cities, but like the small cities, in between, and and it's really cool because like people actually show up, they come out and they're like super grateful that a band's even like stopping by, and to me that's like I think that's like kind of like the best thing you can do, when you have some kind of platform to do anything, is to share like with like other people that don't have the opportunity or the chance to come out to these shows or these like or go to the major cities to see a band that they really like. um and also it's just like you never know who you can inspire, and
Right.
I think that's that's always been like the ultimate goal, at least for me, of making music, is just to inspire like kids, especially kids that look like me, that don't get represented on TV, on magazines. Like I remember growing up, that was like a thing where I was just like, I used to see like AP magazine, and it was always like these güeros, these gringos, like scene or like super metal and stuff like that. But it's like you never saw like somebody like me. A lot of people are just like, damn, do you look like hella indigenous, this and that. And so it's like it now that it's like I go out there and like people are just like, hey, I wanna take a picture with you, can you sign my record? I mean, I don't think like I'm a rock star or anything, but it's like really cool that like
Yeah.
kids will even like want something like that, out of somebody like me. So I'm just like, it's really cool. And because of this band, I'm very grateful that I'm able to do those things and experience those places and really like get to know people, even though I'm being kind of like a tourist, but it's like I'm actually you know um in the community talking to these kids or these like these other bands and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. ¿Y cómo lo reciben at when you guys are touring Mexico?
At first, when we first ever toured Mexico, I will never forget. It's that I think we were playing Puebla, and estábamos en la bola, estábamos platicando así con nuestros amigos, and somebody was like, "Oh, ahí están los gringos, ahí están los gringos," and this and
That's
that.
funny, man.
And then we were like,
Los gabachos.
yeah, yeah, los gringos, where they're at, where they
Yeah,
at? We
we're
were
just
like,
like, oh.
los estábamos buscando, like, yeah, yeah, where these gringos at? They don't like, this is like a small pueblo, and then they were talking about us. We are like, you guys are the gringos.
Uh,
And we're like, oh, what the hell?
That's funny, man. Yeah.
But it's true though. It's
Well, with the name Quiet Fear, in a small pueblo.
that very
yeah,
true.
yeah.
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 It-
So el nombre Quiet Fear, ¿cómo decidieron en ese nombre? What does it symbolize?
Damn. I think we got that off a book. I think we found it off a book because when we were starting the band, we did. And to me personally, I'm not one to really focus too much on a band name.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm more focused on writing the music and just sounding good or practicing all the time. That a band name is the least of my worries or the last thing on my mind. So I think somebody brought it up that they saw it in a book or something, and I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, "That sounds cool to me," and so everybody agreed to it. But as the band kept going, I feel like it kind of just gave itself meaning, of what it is, especially when we about what we write about, and we kind of just started seeing it as in like, oh man, like this is a fear somebody has inside that nobody ever speaks of, and it kind of worked out in the end that
Yeah.
that we didn't decide to really focus on picking a name that's gonna identify the band, and we just kind of picked something that somebody found in a book, and eventually that evolved into being what the band is,
Yeah.
a quiet fear that the people like us have of everything that's going on, especially now,
Yeah.
so
It's interesting because like from the outside looking at the band, of course, like imagine like, oh, how did they choose that? And like where my brain went was, like being Latino, being in white spaces and just making people being uncomfortable because all of a sudden there's someone who's not white in their space, So that was
To
like,
me, it kind of always meant something like that.
yeah.
I'm very like, not just because I write lyrics and stuff like that, but I think like words always have meaning, and there's always power behind them. So unlike Chris, when I heard the name, I was actually thinking like, oh, like this is something, like behind it. A lot of the inspiration also for like the lyrics and stuff like that, it comes from like, experiences my parents had in the past. I've, like I said, working all kinds of like labor jobs and stuff like that. You work with a lot of undocumented people, and like you see the fear in their eyes, and
Yeah.
you hear the stories of their migration and stuff like that, and or you hear the stories of like of their neighborhoods and stuff like that, and that kind of is like a lot of the inspiration behind a lot of the stuff that I write about. For example, with the ice raids, like working on a maintenance, you have porters that clean the property, and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
a lot of the times, like like they were like super scared, and they would come to me to be like, hey, like if ice shows up, like what's the protocol, what can we do?
Right.
And I'll be like, shit. I was just like, don't worry about it. I was like, they're not coming in the fucking building. I know. I'll lock everything up. You guys can go hide.
Yeah.
I was just like,
that's fucking scary, dude, because that shit's fucking real, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
My dad,
real,
my
it's
dad,
real.
my dad is, because of his troubled past, he's never been able to, become legally, a legal citizen of the state or whatever of the country. So, I remember when he was at work, he cleans these like filters and stuff for like the big rigs and stuff like that. And he used to call me, and he used to be like, hey, like I think I just saw like La Migra pass by. Can you check where they're at? Like and like that to me was like, damn, like that sucks, like to live with that fear, to not be able to be comfortable. He's worked his whole life, and done taxes and stuff like that, even though he never gets anything in return. And to know that, like, the fact that it's like you have to do your taxes even though you don't have any of the rights that you should have. It's like, what the fuck, like, and then you guys are still gonna come and like instill all this fear on these people that are just out here working, like doing the jobs that like fucking even U.S. citizens don't want to do.
Right.
It's like, so I don't understand, but obviously there's an agenda behind everything and stuff like that.
It's to try to paralyze communities and basically just fear. It's massive fear campaigns. Presidio, man. So the the split that you guys did with Mazanera, Cuatro Vientos, Cinco Soles, this fucking song, man, like especially like once it gets to the chorus, just fucking blew me away. Should we listen to it first and then talk about it, or do you guys want to talk about it and then listen to it?
It actually played.
Did it?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about it. Shit. Fucking, that song's awesome.
The homie's like, oh, again?
It's funny because that's Jonathan's least favorite song.
Really?
He never wants to play it.
Because they take the mic away from you? Is that why?
Nah, not at all. For me, even better. Like I wish we could play a set and like where I'm not doing anything. To me, honestly, that's kind of like the funnest thing is like, I remember we played a show in Guatemala, and it was the first time where like I saw people actually come out wearing like Quiet Fear shirts and just really like just going crazy. Chris hits the first drum and people were going nuts, and I was just like, what the fuck, really, for us? Like,
yeah,
that was the weirdest shit to me. And like the fact that like during that set, like people were actually pulling the mic from me. There's like videos where like I'm just like screaming into nothing, and to me that's like, it's just super fun. Like I wish all shows were always like that. I feel like it's like, yeah, like I said, it's like, stages to me are like, are meant to be shared with everybody. And if these people are using their hard-earned money to come out and show out and support us, like I feel like they have every right to come on stage with us and be a part of what it is that we're doing. So
Awesome.
yeah.
I feel like that's why I wanted a song to sound like that, where it gives the whoever, like the listener, especially that vocal part where it's just like the shout back part,
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like the chant vocal part. It's like, man, this could be that. Like, I want people to learn this song and take the mic from Jonathan and just go crazy. And it was so hard because it was like, now we were trying to decide, should we do it in English, should we do it in Spanish? And I think we came to the point where it's like, well, we have a lot of songs in Spanish. Let's kind
hmm
of make this one in English, because I mean that's also our language,
yeah,
And well, that's how it came to be.
dude. That
But I love
that
that song too. I always want to play that song.
dude, those lyrics, man. Like I'm a fortress, you will not siege me.
It's
It's
funny
fucking.
because in the new record, I feel like, for me personally, we wrote another song that gives that similar vibe, but it's in Spanish.
hmm
So I hope you know what song it is when the record comes out, and that you really like it.
Yeah,
Also, Adrian wrote the lyrics for that part that at first I was kind of iffy about, but as I've heard it more and more, and especially since it's in Spanish, it really sounds good. It,
yeah.
it sounds really good. And I
So I
hope that when it comes to us playing it live, people learn and chant that part back to us too.
awesome. So we're gonna listen to two songs that have been released off of your upcoming album, El Abismo Abajo. Um, the second one, Pseudo Cristo, we played it a few weeks ago. Awesome, awesome, amazing song. And I think the last time I checked, there was only 3 songs that you guys had released. But the first one that we're going to listen to is Soledad. And this is going to be on, what is it? La Disquera,
Oh, Iodine
Iodine
Records.
Recordings.
Iodine Records.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the story there? How'd you guys connect to them? Did they reach out to you guys, or how did you guys hook up?
Yeah. Well,
Honestly, like when
huh?
Chris kind of brought up like, hey, like uh Iodine hit me up, like they say they fuck with the band and stuff like that. I was just like, what? Like, really? Like, I didn't think any, like, any record label like that would ever, be interested in something, you know because like I said, it's because of the sometimes people are just like, dude, like your band is so good. I just wish I knew what you were saying, like because of the lyrics being in Spanish and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's like Google
And
Translate, fucker.
exactly. And I'm just like, dude, like, like I had to do it when I was a kid, like try to translate like these English lyrics. Like now you do it, like,
Yeah,
you know,
It's crazy too, because a lot of people in the scene right now are into like bands from Italy, band from Italy, like, and they're not, their lyrics are in fucking another language. And it's
right.
like, you could be into
Yeah.
that shit, but in Spanish, you draw the line like, oh, this is too much. It's not for me. Like, oh, it's like, what the hell? Did you learn French out of nowhere, or what the hell? You can understand what these fools are saying?
yeah, I heard people have been like, oh yeah, dude, like German scrams, and I'm just like, what? Like you're over here listening to German scrams, but you won't like Google Translate like the Spanish lyrics. That's crazy. But yeah, like I
Nice.
going back to the question is just that uh, like yeah, when Chris started kind of talking to the people over at Iodine, like it to me it was just kind of like surreal. Like I was just like this is crazy, like and even now, like when like uh just recently, like they sent us a little gift and stuff like that. I was just like, damn, like that's crazy. Like I didn't think, I thought it was one of those things where like a record label was like, yeah, we'll put your record out, and then you never hear from them again. Like you're just like, like, but it's like, nah, dude, like Iodine has been super super nice, and like they stay in contact and stuff like that, and you know um I think the first time I ever heard of the record label was through a neighbor of mine. This dude, like this old metalhead guy, and he said like kind of like be like, oh dude, there's all these record labels like you should try out. And I think he mentioned the name Iodine, and I was just like, oh, like I've never heard of the record label myself. And yeah, now like long behold, like we're one of the bands that they fuck with, and they're trying to get us more out there and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's been really cool.
Cool. So do they help you guys with booking and stuff, or like what kind of support are they giving you guys right now?
Yeah, well, thanks to Iodine, shout out Iodine, and all everybody in the team right now has been super, super nice, and they've been helping us with a lot of PR work that we have always been bad at doing. And we don't know like the first thing of how to do the proper PR, work, and they're doing it all for us, so that's really
Nice.
cool. um, they also helped us with the record, which is, we've been paying for everything ourselves since we started the band. So it's been really nice knowing that, holy shit, like we could afford to buy food today, you know.
Yeah, like
Like,
my rent isn't gonna be late because I wanted to bring out a record.
yeah, exactly. So it's been really nice. That's something we've all never experienced. So it's all new to us, and we keep learning as we go. Um, as for booking, uh, they put us on Fest this year, which will be in late October. So that's awesome. And I know Iodine has like a showcase just with Iodine bands and Fest. So we're gonna be part of that showcase, which is awesome because we really haven't met more bands on the label that I like, and it should be really cool to finally meet them and
Cool.
see them play, hang out.
Nice. So, vamos a escuchar ahora a Soledad y luego después Suro Cristo.
Oh yeah.
Mi vecindad.
Yeah, that's another one, an awesome song that I've been listening to a lot lately, Suro Cristo.
Yeah, we've been trying to play Sudo Cristo live more, and it's sounding pretty good. Edgar doubts himself, but
You gotta
it sounds,
believe, man.
it sounds awesome.
So we tell him.
I think he plays it better than the original drummer or the old drummer.
Shots fired.
Yeah, funny thing, Edgar left the band after the Masonero tour, right?
Yeah, my
¿Qué,
daughter.
te emputaron, or why'd you leave?
No, my daughter was born that month.
Oh, congratulations.
Fatherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have the time or the money to keep playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, priorities.
And Edgar just started jamming with us again earlier this year because
Yeah.
the old drummer left. Well, the drummer before.
Okay.
He had other things, other priorities, which is totally fine. And I reached out back to Edgar. I was like, well, let's see if he's down. And 4 years later, it's been 4 years since we jammed with him. So,
Still just as good.
yeah. We met up to jam, and he got it. He still got it.
Yeah. I practiced for like a week straight before that jam. Like just every day.
How long did it take you to learn the new material?
I wouldn't say I learned every single song like 100%, but or like a month, like to get like quite a few of them down. Yeah, feel pretty good about them.
Nice.
Yeah, they sound good.
Yeah. Are you guys doing like another tour soon?
I think right now we're just playing the festivals we have lined up,
Uh-huh.
and we're trying to do a tour at the end of the year in December in Chile.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just because we have friends out there that throw a festival every December in Chile, and um, they invited us last year, but we couldn't go. But we were trying to make that happen. Just I mean, if we're gonna do the festival, we're gonna be like, well, we're already out here. Let's try to get a couple dates in here somewhere.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
Yeah, shout out Cienfuegos.
yeah,
The whole
Cienfuegos
collective
coming
down
from
there.
Chile was really good.
Super cool guys too. Like super cool, super chill.
They're gonna be playing New Friends Fest this year, which is what we're playing in August in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be their first time being out that far. So
So how many times have you guys played New Friends Fest?
This year will be our
first time we ever played was with Edgar, and it was the worst show we
best
ever
ever.
played.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was so bad.
Technical difficulty hell.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Was it just
this will be like Edgar's revenge. Like, you know, his comeback. This is his
Yeah,
comeback
yeah.
tour.
Yeah,
wow?
I
Was it
think what
just
is it
like
like the third time, fourth time we're playing?
okay?
I think it's the fourth. Yeah,
Yeah.
This will be the fourth time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. So is there like a big hardcore scene? Yeah.
in Toronto, yeah, there's a huge scene.
But I think it attracts more people from different parts of the world that come meet up in Toronto. That makes it look so big, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get people out from like Switzerland and like
Spain,
yeah.
folks
There's that one
from
band,
From Italy,
Singapore, everywhere.
Yeah.
there's that one band I
from
want to see
Japan.
from Japan.
Hey,
Yeah,
I,
Color
s-
Team.
I
Yeah.
saw a social media post. We're back on there, right, Jay? Yeah. I saw a social media post and I was going to ask you guys where did you guys were on the same lineup with, but Viva Belgrado. You guys played with them?
Oh
We
yeah.
did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
We played with them
Dude.
in Mexico
Guatemala.
City and Guatemala
Oh wow.
and
Dang.
Colombia.
Yeah, they're one of our favorite bands here, man.
Yeah, I had my first chuco over there in Guatemala.
Yeah. You know what's a chuco?
What is it?
It's basically like a hot dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we found chucos over there.
Yeah. So I remember the homie that was showing us around. He's like, "Oh, have you guys ever had a chuco?" And I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I like to eat. That's my thing. So I remember I was just like, "Yeah, dude, let's go." And like he was like trying to take us to his spot, but we were passing like a lot of like areas where it was like an actual restaurant, and like dudes from the street were trying to call you in and stuff like that. And he took us to like this little hole in the wall. And he was just like, "You're not gonna get sick. This is the best spot." And I was just like, "All right, cool." I remember I bit into my first bite into the chuco. I got like this chill in my body, and I was just like, "Oh, dude!" Like,
Like was it like good chill or kind
that
of
was
like
because I got sick.
oh shit?
That was a warning sign more than anything.
Yeah, I was just like, "Damn!" Like
This tastes like bacteria.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like, "Damn!" My gut biome just changed right now.
Yeah, we hadn't played yet. So when we played with Viva Belgrado in Guatemala, so when we went to the show, Jonathan was just like trying not to shit his pants.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
but we love that band too. That's one of my favorite bands too. They're so good.
Yeah, I just saw that and I was like, oh man, that must have been an amazing show.
Yeah, it was, and it was before COVID. So, yeah, it was crazy. I didn't think I would ever get to play with that band because I'm like they're from Spain. They never come to the States, and it just happened to line up when we were doing that tour that a friend of ours was like, "Yo, they're gonna be here. Do you guys want to play?" And I was just put us on that. We'll be there.
Yeah, I think it was like the first time was Colombia, no? When we
Yeah,
were
the
in
first time we
Colombia,
went to
yeah.
Colombia. Yeah.
Nice. Any other bands English, Spanish, or Italiano that you guys fanboyed on that you're like, wow, we're on the same fucking bill?
Yeah, I think for me it was Rain when they played New Friends. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
It was last year.
No, 2 years ago. It was
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Was it? Oh, okay.
yeah, when Rain played. That's one of my favorite bands. I think that's one of Adrian's favorite bands too. But
Yeah.
it was surreal. Like I didn't think I would ever in my life get to see that band play, and I was just like right next to them, like on the stage. Like I was just, I could smell them. You know,
How'd they smell?
and they smell really stinky, like Europeans. But damn, that's one of my top moments for sure.
Awesome.
I know. I think what for me was also when we played with like Page 99, and we were like on stage with them.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that was sick.
it was like to
Mhm.
me, it also felt like a very like cool guy moment. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm on the stage like with the band, and like like it was like I'm like over here like watching the crowd go crazy, and yeah, it was just like a really cool moment. I think the drummer at the time, like he came out to do like a part with them, like a build up part. It was really cool. Like he jumped off stage. It was crazy. It was like one of those moments where I was just like, dude, like this is cool. Like I've never experienced this before, so it was like really nice. Yeah,
Nice. Where was that at?
that was at New Friends Fest too. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Toronto, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, Toronto.
Gotta
Toronto.
get gotta get my ass out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Pull up.
Yeah. So, muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros esta noche. Dealer's choice. How would you guys like to end the show?
It's up to y'all. Y'all pick something.
Go ahead. Let's hear from Adrian. We haven't heard a lot from Adrian. He sounds like he's falling asleep.
Nah. I'm more stumped by that. That's the first kind of dealer's choice I've never been asked to close a show. I think you had mentioned it earlier, but I wanted to go back to when we were talking about the name. I'm glad that you shared what your initial thoughts for it was. Or I get approached at our shows a lot, and people, you had asked us like, how would we describe our music, or what do you think you try to play? And I've heard from multiple people at different shows. Like I've heard people call us black metal. I've heard people call us scrams. I've heard people call us like Hispanic power violence. I've heard other people call us new age post hardcore. But I'd ask you guys your initial listen of our music. Like, what did you think we were?
So, I grew up listening to like a lot of like Midwest emo hardcore, like in the early '90s, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of that, but also at the same
Edgar. That's
time,
all
there's
Edgar scene right there.
Edgar lit up right now.
yeah, and then also at the same time, just like especially your early stuff, like some of the guitar was very like raw and powerful. So yeah, and it just kind of brought to me a lot of stuff and like the influences that I hear in your music. So you know, yeah, it's I don't know. It's like I don't want to label it as just fucking killer shit, and I love how your music has evolved from the early EPs to the albums, and I can't wait for La Misma Abajo to drop, man.
Yeah, I can't wait either. We haven't listened to that damn record since we recorded it. I,
Yeah, I can't wait to write new stuff already.
Yeah, man, same.
yeah, it's funny because at first when we started the band, I personally thought I had like an idea of what I wanted it to be. I guess for me personally, that I wanted it to be more scrams,
Hmm.
screamo-ish, but it ended up just. I feel like we just ended up doing whatever we wanted, and we just ended up incorporating where we're from, and you could kind of tell, you could hear that because I like to use a lot of mariachi chords and certain chords that give that kind of culture sound. I feel like
Uh-huh.
I've been able to do that really well naturally, and as at one point I felt kind of like, man, I think people don't like it because it doesn't sound scrams, or it doesn't sound like real screamo. But I hit the point where, or I feel like all of us too, were just like, man, who fucking cares? Like, I don't even want to write that shit anyway. Like, like, I'm not trying to fucking people please a certain group. Like, this is for the
Yeah.
fucking people, you know.
Yeah.
And whoever is like out of that circle is super welcome. You know, they could listen to this and we'll welcome them in. But if not, then pues que se chinguen.
Yeah.
So with the new records, you know, talking about the new record is I feel like it resembles what the first EP would have been if we would have had all the years of us being a band together.
Órale.
So there's a lot of like dissonant chords and a lot of stuff we tried that we hadn't tried before, and I feel like the whole songs in general just sound really good.
Yeah. So how many songs are going to be on the new album?
13.
There's 13.
Órale. That's a good number.
Lucky 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe at the time.
So Adrian, did you come to the song?
So the song
Pick a song to close it out.
of ours or any?
This fool.
I mean, if you guys want to pick another band, sure.
I don't know. I just listen to a lot of stuff. I feel like these guys, at least in the band, I feel like I listen to a lot more abstract stuff. So I'm just constantly listening to music. Kind of going into what Chris said, like the reason this new record is going to have a lot more nuances is because I feel it's the first time we've tried to implement sounds and ideas from a wide range of music outside of even post-hardcore and screamo. But yeah.
How about all right, I'll choose. Let's close with Caja de
The Fósforos?
Fósforos from Melodías.
That's a good one.
You know, it's funny. We're always trying to play that song, and it just doesn't sound good live, but it sounds so good on the recording. We've tried playing it, and we're like, man, this song sucks. But then when we listen to it, we're like, why doesn't it sound like this live?
Play it just like the record.
We're just gonna do a playback to that song.
Yeah, well, chavos, we really appreciate you guys joining us. Fucking awesome. The music is killer. Looking forward to just a couple of weeks from now for your guys' album to drop.
Yeah, June 19th, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're working on the record release show, so hopefully when it's announced, we'll see you guys there.
Órale.
Yeah, you're all invited.
You're all
Cool.
invited.
Shoot through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Okay, chavos. Let's do it.
Caja de fósforos. Mi vecindad.
Oh yeah. So are you guys like self-taught, and how long have you guys been playing?
Yeah, I'm self-taught, and I've been playing for like 19 years now.
Órale.
Likewise, I think I'm going on 21 years now from playing. I started at 10, and different points in my life, I picked up a different instrument. So like at 10, I picked up guitar. At 17, I picked up drums. And then when I became part of this band, I picked up the bass.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm self-taught, and I think I've been playing for like 17 years, 16, 17 years.
Wow. When
What
did you
about
guys
you?
when did you guys go like, okay, I don't suck?
I'm still waiting for that day, man. I'm still waiting for that day.
Like, yeah, that day hasn't came yet.
And I hope it never does, to be honest, because I feel like at least for myself, when you hit that point of like I've become a master of the craft, it kind of takes the fun out of learning, you know, and it kind of I feel like it'll deplete the creativity of songwriting or any kind of concept I try to implement into music or into any of the stuff that we do, you know, because it's, you know, because with all the traveling that we've done, with all the people that we meet, I always, at least myself, I always take something from other bands or from other artists, people that do like mural art, a lot of our friends that do graphic design. Like I'll try to take that and be like, oh, like I can apply that mentality to playing. So I'll if that means I have to remain a novice all my life, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that too. I've always told people like the day I don't feel like I'm about to shit myself before we go on stage, that's the day that I'm just like, this isn't for me anymore. Like
Yeah.
I'm no longer excited for it, you know?
Yeah.
And so to me it's just like I hope I never reach that either, you know? And that like kind of like that confidence and stuff like that that I see other people have where they're just like up there and just kind of like, you know, I still like, you know, being nervous and scared and shy and stuff like that. So, you know, I find some kind of excitement out of it. Call me weird or whatever, but that's just me.
Nice.
Bueno, I really appreciate you guys' time. Hopefully, we can bump into each other here in the LA scene. Pero for sure, you guys have our support, and we'll keep on listening to Quiet.
Hell yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
guys so
guys for
much
having
for the
me.
Yeah, muchas
opportunity.
gracias, man.
Have nice.
Yeah.
We hope to see you guys soon.